Hello and welcome to a very special episode of The Brave Room. I think we should change up this intro, We've been doing this intro for 37 episodes now. We need a new intro. And you should tell us in the comments. If it gets 10,000 plays, I have to take one of your terrible suggestions. Welcome to The Brave Room. I am your host, Amirul, and with me today we have...
the usual Kit who sub-hosting, I guess.
Never say sub-hosting again, that sounds terrible. That is the worst description of a co-host I've ever heard.
Sorry, my brain just kind of blanked out.
It's somehow worse than vice host. But yes, we are here today. We are both very tired, and as you can see, it has manifested itself in two different ways. For now, anyways, how you doing, Kit? How are you? Before we start today's episode.
Let's see. I suppose what I'm doing is just bracing myself for work and did some housekeeping.
Yeah, housekeeping. Like actual housekeeping or like putting your life in order housekeeping?
Putting the website in order, somewhat housekeeping, I guess.
Oh, it's a work thing. Okay.
Yes.
Man, so this week's episode, we're gonna be talking about something I never thought we'd talk about, especially without a guest. And I definitely want to revisit this episode so we can get a relevant guest. So if you're aforementioned relevant guest, make sure to contact us. This week we are talking about fitness.
Yay!
So, you know what the dream is, Kit? You know what the dream is?
Yeah?
The dream is being Jughead. I want to be that character in any piece of media who, they just lead the most unhealthy lifestyle, eat nothing but burgers, play video games all day, whatever, and they somehow look great. They don't look any worse. They can keep up with their friends. But real life isn't that nice, is it? Is it now? You wake up, your back hurts. You had to run down the stairs one time to get a package, and now you're winded for the next 4 hours. You stepped on your...
My poor muscles be achy breaky.
You stepped on your foot wrong, and you failed 2 death saves. That's real life, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, I wanna say I don't exercise, but as infrequently as I do exercise, I still exercise. And we're gonna talk about that because didn't your doctor do something to you, Kit, about your exercise habits?
No, but I was recommended to apply at least some of it. So yeah.
You were prescribed Ringfit adventure, is how...
Well, I mean, it was on sale, so I might as well get it, you see. And finally just get the damn thing over with.
That game is genius, I might add. The pandemic was the best thing that ever happened to that game. Because everyone was like, oh man, I'm gonna be working from home, so I'm gonna have more time for me. So I'm gonna spend a lot of money on this game, and I'm gonna exercise, and then they play it once and they never turn it on again. So I gotta say, I've tried Ring Fit before.
Yes, I was witness to it.
Yeah, I tried it out in the office. That game is great, but also I hate that game with a burning passion for how much pain it puts me in.
I mean, you're supposed to do it regularly,
Then why does it hurt so much when you start? Yeah, no. The only motivator for that game, you cannot use self-improvement as a motivator for Ring Fit. Your ability to continue playing Ring Fit is dependent on how much you hate Jock Strap Dragon. How far did you get in your first session? Like we held off on recording this until you tried it. How was it for you, Kit?
Actually, I have not tried the adventure mode. I just went straight into doing some short sets because I knew that I wasn't going to stick around long enough for the actual adventure thing, you know?
Oh man, I was hoping you tried out adventure mode because that's where the fun's at. Oh man,
eventually.
Do you not want to eat big damage? Better do an ab crunch.
My reasoning is I've not done something remotely resembling exercise for at the very least a decade. So I decided that if I'm going to jump in, I'm not going to kill myself.
Ah, I see. But yeah, no, surprisingly, like, I used to be more fit than you'd think. Like, when I was living in the UK, I would go on walks frequently.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, not just around the block kind of walks. I mean, we're talking, like, close to 1 kilometer here. Possibly more. Because Bristol is a lovely city and I miss it every day. Like, the comic book store was on the far end of town, and I would just walk the entire distance there. So much so that none of my friends wanted to go to the comic book store with me because it was that far away. And the phrase, "Do you think we could grab a bus there instead?" was frequently uttered.
Yes.
Like, I am an endurance type build. Like, I can walk at a reasonable pace for long distances. But at any kind, you incline the road by 15 degrees, and I'm out. It's like in Dark Souls when the stamina bar runs out and the next attack that hits you is a visceral attack. That's what that's gonna be. We tied it back to gaming. But yeah, no, we're here to tell you, as two people who are actually quite young, to please exercise. That otaku lifestyle ain't gonna save you.
Yeah.
You'll need to have some sort of thing.
Like, I was discussing a little bit with my crewmates because one of them happens to be. I asked him about it. How long have you been like powerlifting? So he told me about 6 to 8 years. I actually did see him record himself crush a watermelon with his thighs. So
okay, we don't have to go that far. We don't have to go that far. But you know, you gotta maintain yourself a little bit. Like, it's not.
I figured that if I could gamify my fitness, it would be much better.
Oh yeah, like, that is super easy now, especially considering the fact that every phone has a GPS built into it, so you can do some shit. Like, Pokemon Go was like a great game for me to play when I was in the UK because I walked around so much. Like, I was hatching eggs left and right. That game works well when your country isn't an oven trying to kill you.
And also presumably not locked down because of various reasons.
Dude, the UK is so good for walking that even when they had a lockdown, like, the authorities had to be like, okay, you get a free pass for a walk. Because if you deny British people their ability to walk, they riot. You gotta give them something. And now coming back here where like I can't like go out for a walk without, you know, melting. It's just miserable. Absolutely miserable.
Yes.
But yeah, no, like, at the very least, like, go for a walk. Stretch out your muscles is my point. Like, you don't have to get jacked. But just, you know, maintain yourself that you don't get too winded upon any application of force.
Not like sitting down and suddenly you found your leg asleep. Then you're like, oh god, am I dying?
Yeah, exactly. Oh man. So I got a Digimon Vital Bracelet for my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
I love the difference between Pokemon Go and the Digimon Vital Bracelet in how it motivates you to stay fit.
Do tell.
So Pokemon
As a
Go...
non-Vital Bracelet owner.
So Pokemon Go is the Pokemon fancy, right? Like, hey, don't you want to go walk around, discover all the Pokemon in your area?
Mm-hmm.
And then, maybe fight Team Rocket every now and again. But mostly, like, don't you want to just go explore, find Pokemon in the wild? You know what Digimon is? So Digimon, you have vital points that track. It's your Digimon's power level that scales with how long you've been wearing the bracelet. And the higher your pulse, the higher the rate at which your Digimon builds vital points.
Mm-hmm.
So with Digimon, you can do either advanced missions or random encounters using an NFC device. And if your Digimon is not up to par with vital points, it's gonna lose. And you look up, why are my vital points so low? It's cause you're weak. Your weakness killed your Digimon. It's like that scene from Heaven's Feel where Shinji is controlling Ryder and Saber just freaking deck punches her and knocks her out immediately. And Shiro's just like, Shinji, you're a terrible master. Like, what the hell? Like, because you're a bad mage, Ryder is getting her butt kicked right now. And the thing that happens at the end of the movie, and you see Ryder become really, really good. So yeah, Digimon is just like, Digimon motivates you to get more powerful out of spite.
I mean, that's like half the reason how some people manage to power through anyway.
That's how I managed to power through. My freaking Rydramon. My freaking Rydramon got beat up by a punk ass Vidramon, and I was like, oh hell no. Hell no. And since then, I've been doing the best practices for the Vital Bracelet, which involve turning it off if you're not going to wear it and stuff, so that the vital points don't drop. And now I got Imperial Dramon. Hell. Every time I see a punk ass Vidramon, you know what I think? I think I feel bad for this punk ass Vidramon because he's gonna die. But yeah, the Vital Brace is actually pretty good. Like, it has a bunch of exercises for you to do.
Mm-hmm.
And you get trophies for completing them. And you need those trophies to Digivolve.
Yes. It's a continuous feedback loop then.
Yeah. My only problem is that the NFC tag on my phone doesn't seem to work. So I can't use the app. And the enjoyment, you hit a hard ceiling without the app really fast.
Oh,
like,
damn.
Because there's no way I can go from Imperial Dramon anymore.
Time to transfer accounts.
I am half contemplating bugging my sister if I can install the app on her phone instead, and just like every now and again like tap in and be like, yeah.
I mean, if you want to make your Mon strong, then sometimes sacrifices must be made.
Buy a new iPhone so that I can... I have to buy a new iPhone for the sake of my Imperial Dramon. By the way...
And also your fitness, don't forget about that.
Oh yeah, that too, I guess. If anyone's asking, it's Dragon Mode Imperial Dramon, because Fighter Mode's for wusses. But yeah, no, like, Ringfit is the most, like, blatant about it. Where it's just like, this is an exercise game, and we literally just painted RPG words over this. And then...
I'll get to the RPG mode eventually.
Eventually, yeah. But the Digimon Vital Bracelet has to be the best, because just like, do you want your Digimon to die? Because if you lose too many battles, that happens. And sometimes, because you turn on the bracelet, and your Digimon can sometimes have like, a little sun next to it if it's in a good mood. Or it could have the rain cloud of shame. That means it's sad. It's sad because you're weak. God, Digimon is so good about guilting you into being a better person.
Hey, Digidestin, do you want to suck or do you want to get stronger? The power of shonen compels you.
It's not even that. It's actually the least shonen in that sense. Like, because remember, the plot of Digimon 01 was never about becoming the best. It was, hey, how do I get back home? from this world that is actively hostile towards me.
Also friendship.
Also friendship. Yeah. Like, even Digimon World 1 and by extension the virtual pets, it was just like, hey, do you want Sukamon? Because if you don't learn to take care of your Digimon, that's what you get.
Man, my memories of Digimon are like so big, but somehow I liked it more than Pokemon. I think it's because of all the techno kind of aesthetic.
That thing could only be written in the early 2000s. What if the internet was actually a fantasy world and data could turn into monsters?
Oh my god, what a novel idea.
You couldn't write that now. This turned into the Digimon podcast real quick. One more note on the whole Digimon thing is god damn it, I want a Shin Megami Tensei game but Digimon. I want Atlas to make it. I think it's got legs.
Somehow I feel that might already technically be existing, but I can't really think.
From my understanding, is that but light. Like so... it's encroaching there but doesn't commit. Actually no, more accurately I want a Persona game that's but Digimon. Because Digimon 02 was all about like, you know, balancing the high school life and the saving the digital world thing.
Mm-hmm.
You could totally fit a Persona game into there.
I feel like that's what Digimon Survive is trying to do, but
you mean when it finally comes out?
I mean, they're trying.
You could tell me that game was a roguelike battle royale, and I'd believe you because that's how long it's been. Hey, listener, go to Gamerbraves.com and type Digimon Survive into the search bar. And look how every single article about that game is it being delayed again.
I mean, we had a couple of details a few times.
Yeah, and it was always followed by, and it's been delayed, comma, again, period. Fun insider fact if you're listening. If the headline includes those punctuation marks specifically, it was written by me. Like, the comma again period is my favorite thing to put in an article title. Actually, I typed that into the search bar. Going on, but we were supposed to be talking about fitness. Oh man. But yeah,
I mean, besides the whole thing about like before stuff like maybe Wii Sports, that kind of thing, I did actually try and buy into this app that I believe it should still exist. It was called Zombies Run. So
that was one of the first ones. Yeah.
So previously it was a single payment thing, so I eventually caved in but never used it because I think it was the whole GPS thing that I found really troublesome.
Yeah.
And then I think eventually it moved into subscription, but yeah. The initial ones was kind of interesting because they had the whole story, you crashing, then zombies, radio stuff, and you could turn on the sound effects so that your heart rate could go up when you actually hear the zombies behind you, that sort of thing.
That's really clever.
Yeah, the story interested me quite a bit, but yeah, it was definitely the GPS that turned me off because I don't think I had a proper phone at that point in time, and also didn't really have space to walk around.
Yeah, again, Malaysia terrible for walking. We also have shit infrastructure.
And I don't think it works on a treadmill, so yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
But man, yeah, you tried it way back when, and god, is it still available? I need to look it up.
Yeah, we should look it up. Oh my god, I just thought of another time I actually exercise for the greater good. So, yeah. And this was like a few months ago too. I started doing this a few months ago. I have next to me at my workstation at home, at all times, 2 weights, like 2 small hand weights, of an unspecified brand that I use for wrist exercises because I was getting too tired playing Guilty Gear.
My God.
Like, it was, ooh, ouchie, hurty my hands if I played for too long. So I was like, no, I'm gonna do resistance training. We're gonna build this up. And so, like, I think it was like the 2 months before Strive came out, every day I would do them. Like,
I gotta get good at Guilty Gear.
I asked my brother about it because he plays violin. And surprisingly, we both destroy the same muscles, you know, with violin and Guilty Gear. So he was showing me all the exercises that he was taught, and I was just replicating them. And yeah, I still do them to this day. Like, not as often as I used to. Like, it used to be like part of my morning routine on my before work and stuff. But you know, I still do them, and I can now go for way longer in Guilty Gear than I used to. Hey,
Man, why didn't my teacher teach me how to do those exercises?
why didn't they?
Maybe because I only studied the instrument for a year.
Maybe, yeah. My brother's kind of like dedicated his whole life to this. He's in deep now. There's no saving him.
I want to go back someday, but I'm so tired. I'm so sorry.
That's okay, yeah. I want to learn to play trumpet, actually.
I did actually decide, how about I play woodwind instruments? Then I looked at myself and my lung capacity and my stamina and my general mashed potato-ness and like, maybe not.
Oh, dude, you want lung capacity? I could destroy this microphone right now as my lung capacity. Like, yeah. I'm just saying. I got some fucking pipes. Oh man, I say that, but you take me for one of those fitness exams, I'm going to die. I cannot sports. My favorite conversation I hear people have is whenever someone contemplates trying to bring me to a sports-related event.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I was in the UK, my friends went for badminton with the Malaysian Society, like every week, like clockwork, and I was, you know, doing cool stuff instead, hanging out with my flatmates or whatever. And they were like, oh, do you think we should invite him for badminton? And everyone just looks and goes, no, don't. Don't even bother.
Why do Malaysians always go for badminton anyway? If it's not badminton, it's basketball at school.
Yeah, no, that was a joke my friend had that we can't tell on the podcast, but yeah. Basically, there's two types of nerd. Are you a badminton nerd? No, it's three. Are you a badminton nerd, are you a ping pong nerd, or are you a basketball nerd?
And baseball, actually.
No one plays baseball. No one.
We had like softball, and it was the only thing I was willing to play, okay? I can't hit the damn thing, but I want to play baseball again.
Was it because you were watching a baseball anime? Be honest.
No, I do actually like baseball. I did plan on going to the... What did they call it again? The pitching, the batting cage, right? But then the whole Rona thing happened. So
batting cages don't count because, you know, that's just a fun thing to do.
I mean, I like to do the swing and ping.
Yeah. But yeah, no, sports. Me and sports is just never. Don't bother. Oh my god. Since we're talking about physical activity, I want to tell this one story though.
Okay.
So there's this bar in Bristol. It was a metal bar. Like, it was, you know, they play a lot of like metal music and stuff. Live, by the way. It's called the Griffin. I love that place so much. So my friends, okay, it was a bit of a stretch to call her my friend. A girl who lived in my building, her friend was performing at the Griffin. And so we all went because they were like, "One, you want to go to a metal bar?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And so I went to my first mosh pit, and this is a non-Asian mosh pit, I must warn you, because I've been to like a Malaysian mosh pit, and everyone's really nice there. This is not how a European mosh pit works. A European mosh pit is a PvP zone. You go,
whether you enable it or not.
Whether you enable it or not, it's like the wilderness in RuneScape. There's the little skull that appears at the bottom of the screen telling you what the level cap is now. You cannot be a pacifist in a mosh pit, or you literally get pushed out. You have to shove to keep your position, And so I'm there, like, trying to keep my position, right? Because I ain't no punk ass bitch. And so this dude's like jumping. It's not even like they're fighting, you know, it's just this is the language of the mosh. So this dude's jumping and people will like shove him from side to side, and dude's heading for me, right? And I'm like, oh shit, this dude's huge. If he hits me, I'm gonna go flying. It's like Smash, you know, I'm gonna fly off. So I prepare the shove, and I'm like, oh yeah, you know, I'm gonna shove him back and it's gonna be sick. And so I do the shove, but I got the timing wrong. And so I shoved thin air, and then
You hit the QTE.
No, worse, I get whiff punished by the dude still flying towards me, and I get knocked out of the mosh pit.
KO.
Game. I swear, if they just turn on items, I could have been fine. Would have summoned Waluigi, it would have been perfect. But yeah, no, these are all reasons to please do fitness, because there's so much fun in life. And if you're not doing it just because your character is being someone who doesn't take care of themselves, then please reassess those values. Please.
Also, while we're at it, it's very easy to fall into the trap to suddenly go super enthusiastic. Just take it easy, please, to start.
Oh yeah, my number one advice is don't post about it on social media. Because then you become more obsessed with keeping up the image that you're a fitness person. I don't know, maybe this works for some people, like they don't wanna do the back down. But for me, if it becomes just a thing I do every morning, I'm more likely to do it than if the ritual involves, you know, posting a photo of me in my yoga pants on Instagram with some shitty quote, you know.
Inspiring.
Yeah, Fitspiration. What's your Fitspiration, Kit?
Oh god. I just don't want to be icky breaky.
Yeah, exactly. Don't want what's this? Higher durability. I want durability go up, please. That's all I want in life.
I did like 15 minutes over the weekend and my muscles are aching because it's been over a decade. And I'm like, okay, let's not do 2 sets in one day. You're not there yet, please.
That reminds me of, like, after I got my vital bracelet, my sister and I went for a walk around our neighborhood, and that was like, my legs were sore for the next 2 days. Look at it this way. I was supposed to meet a girl the next day and I had to cancel because my legs were in too much pain. So yeah, take it easy, guys. It's okay if the Instagram man does 10 times more reps than you. You take care of you, buddy.
Just start with 3 to 5 minutes a day. It's fine. Or even alternate days.
Yeah. Like, just get into the habit and then, you know, push yourself up. Have you seen that Dumbbell anime, by the way?
I have not, but I know that Granblue made a reference to it by hiring her voice actor to voice a character who is using those her weapon is a dumbbell, I think, and she's also a boxer, so yeah, it's like, yay, reference.
Is that Ifirus?
Not sure.
Because that's also Jolene from Part 6, but that's besides the point. That anime is such effective propaganda. Like, oh my god, that's brilliant. Like, that anime is just workout PSAs. It's literally, here's the format of every episode. Oh man, my ex hurts. Oh, I know how you can solve that. Instructional video. Ha ha ha. Yeah, this feels so much better than what I was doing before. Cut. End of skit 1.
So yes, I just looked it up. She is voiced by Ifirus.
Yeah. That's Jolene, man. Hey, Ifirus, if you're listening to this episode, Keep up the good work. But yeah, no. That anime/manga is really, really good. Like, it actually teaches you how to do workouts. And it doesn't just teach you how to do workouts, it teaches you the mechanics of the workout. So, like, how I did my Guilty Gear endurance training was, like, based on information from that. So
nice. Education.
Yeah, because they were saying stuff like, oh, if you want to grow your muscles, then add more weight. But if you want to maintain shape and build resistance, then you add more reps. So I was like, oh, cool, then I just need a weight. I don't need big weight if I want to build, if I want to not snap my wrists every time I try to do a touch of death. So yeah, good anime. It's called How Many Dumbbells Can You Lift? Or How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Can Carry? And has my favorite character of all, which is Machio. Do you know who Machio is, Kit?
I feel like I would know by seeing an image, but offhand, no.
Okay, so he is the most generic looking dude. Like, to the point, I think he doesn't even have eyes, I think. Like, he's got the permanently closed eyes, if I remember correctly. And he's just this dude in a tracksuit. And then he takes off the tracksuit and turns into this giant hulk of a dude. Hold on, I'm looking this up. I gotta send this to you. I couldn't look it up until I told you what the sales pitch was. It is like All Might if All Might were cool.
Actually, that description reminds me of the guy from Angel Beats.
Yeah?
Yeah. One time he just removes his shirt and says stupid shit like, my uniform actually makes me look thinner.
Hold on, I'm sending it to Kit now.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, no. Seriously, if you wanna start taking care of yourself, now is literally the best time to do it. Because there are anime that teach you how to... Emiya Gohan teaches you how to cook. The hell? You got this anime teaching you how to work out. You have toys that help you, be it smartphone apps or Digimon, like, smartwatches. And then, do it. It's the best. Also, here's the one challenge. #one challenge. Bring your Vital Bracelet with you on a date. See how well that goes. You're talking to a girl and suddenly, like, the bracelet goes off because of a random encounter. Yeah, that can happen. Anyways, that's about it for us. Anything you want to say before we get the hell out of here, Kit?
Oh, I suppose not. But yeah, sure. Why not get a Ringfit and get a Switch while you're at it? I suppose.
Yeah, I feel like Ringfit is the best reason people have to buy a Switch. No, I'm buying it for the Ringfit because I need a Switch for Ringfit. I'm gonna take care of myself. It's gonna be my New
our
Year's.
dearest editor also get convinced to get Ringfit with his Switch?
Yeah. That's just Ben. Ben, we're calling you out. That's how he got a Switch. Ben, how's that Ringfit going? Yeah. Anyways, that's it for us. Thanks so much for listening. Don't forget, please rate this episode if you're listening to it on a podcast player. Those really help. Leave a review. Say like, one told me to bring a Vital Bracelet on a date and now I'm married. She kicked my ass at the Vital Bracelet battle because there's PvP in that game. And the prize was me. And even though I lost, I won eternal happiness. And I'm not just some lonely single person talking about a Vital Bracelet on a podcast. An anime that he watches to motivate himself into exercise.
You're getting close to a light novel title.
And I ended up in another world. This has been a depressing episode of The Brave Room. Thanks so much. Now get out, please. Seriously, why is my life like this?